All right, staying with national security, the Defence Minister Peter Dutton will join Paul Murray on his national security pub test tonight up in Brisbane. Paul Murray joins me now. Great to have you on Credlin for a change, Paul Murray. Port of Darwin, I just discussed it there with Peter Jennings. I know that this is an unprompted issue that comes up in focus groups on both sides. Peter Jennings makes the point the government could fix this, the opposition could fix this. They could say, sorry, China, deal's off. That, I'm assuming, will be a feature of tonight. But the best part about having Peter Dutton there is you're going to have a politician, you and I both know well, who will certainly speak his mind. 12 days to go. What can we expect?
Yeah, g'day, Rockstar. Look, Peter Dutton is the steel in the spine in the government. He is what reassures millions of people about the direction in which the government goes, and there is no better option in the entire federal parliament to be the Defence Minister to talk about those very issues. I, like you, agree that that agreement in the Port of Darwin should make its way towards a shredder pretty quickly. No doubt he'll be asked about that tonight. But one thing that is really important to note is that at the Labor Party launch a couple of weeks ago, there was one word that was not mentioned. They talked about how McGowan and Albo both have poodles. They talked about how important it was for Penny Wong not to be called a mean girl, but they didn't say China once. The Liberal Party has its launch here in Brisbane this week. No doubt it will be said, but I can tell you, China will be said over and over and over again tonight. Not because it's a way to win an election, but because it is the threat of our generation. And thank goodness for me, and no doubt for you and many people watching, Peter Dutton is the bloke fighting that fight.
And the issue of boats too. I mean, I can't believe in 12 days' time we could have Christina Keneally running our borders.
Oh, absolutely. Look, here's the thing. I think the Prime Minister is very clever in the use of the word choice, because choice has consequence. And this election has consequence. Now, I know there's lots of people that are frustrated with this, that and the other, and they're not enough this. Well, we're not playing a nursery rhyme. We know that elections have consequences. The hard work has been done. It was done by this government. It was done by you and your team when you were in opposition to stop boats. And stop boats isn't some racist dog whistle. It saved 1,200 people's lives. And as Senator Jim Molan told you a couple of weeks ago, 8,000 people are standing in Indonesia tonight ready to pay a people smuggler. Does anyone believe that Christina Keneally will have the heart and the strength to turn those people around? They don't believe in Operation Sovereign Borders. They believe in the name of Operation Sovereign Borders. And that's such a key part of how Labor's campaign has worked. Pretend that they agree with everything that the government's doing, but promise to not actually do it. And all the things that they complain about, like government spending, they promise to increase by $300 billion. And that wages stuff tonight. Oh, PC, my editorial tonight, I cannot wait.
All right, just before we go, I'm always interested that the worst thing you can do as a commentator is to get stuck behind the desk and sit in the office and not have a sense of the mood on the ground. I've got a good sense of the rest of the country, but I haven't been to Brisbane for the last couple of weeks. What's it like on the ground? Is there a swing on to Labor? Because they need Brisbane, or they need Queensland to win.
No, this is the thing. Look, no doubt in this state, plenty of evidence will show you, and it's pretty much nationwide as well. Labor's vote is only up ever so slightly from 2019. The Liberal vote is down. Thankfully, the preferences from Palmer and Hanson are going to mean that, presumably, that Liberal vote takes a long journey but comes back to where it was in 2019. Put simply, Albo might have won the media, but he always had the media. But he hasn't convinced normal people that it's time to roll the dice, go in a different direction and get a worse result.
All right. People will remember the 2004 campaign, Paul, and I'll leave it here. They all thought Mark Latham was gone from the handshake. It happened very early on, etc. But I could tell you it was my husband's first campaign as the National Party, as the National Director for the Liberal Party. And it didn't turn John Howard's way until the last Sunday night. So I think there's still a chance there for the Prime Minister. We'll see what happens. I'll be watching tonight at 8 o'clock. Thank you as always.